Hello and welcome on 360 Sports. It's time to take you around the world of sport again. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We're starting from the home scene, looking at the Nigerian Professional Football League, where league management company, they call for peace between Remo Stars of Ogun State and also Shooting Stars of Ibadan. The last match they played, it was a fracas that ended it. And now the league management company are calling for a truce between the two teams, where their fans went on rampage, destroying cars and also harming themselves. Well, right now, on Monday should be the date when the two teams should be, they'll be meeting in Abuja for that particular peace accord to be agreed on by the two clubs, Remo Stars and Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Joining me is Madia Umar. Good to have you.
Thank you very much, and I'm glad to be here.
Now, this particular game happened between Remo Stars and Shooting Stars. Although Remo Stars, they won that game, but after the game, the two fans went on rampage. They were fighting and all that. Cars were destroyed. People were attacked and all that happened. Well, LMC issued a statement against the two teams, telling them that they will be sanctioned for their match will be played behind closed doors. No fans will be allowed to come in out and watch those games. But I love the fact that, yes, they are taking that particular means of talking to the two teams by calling them for a peace meeting in Abuja, where both of them should go back home, talk to their fans. If you really want us to allow you guys to see being supported by your fans, talk to them not to be unruly with their behavior.
I'm not very happy. I'm really upset about how this is going. Remo Stars, like we said, when the MPFL started and then they were on this winning streak, we're like, okay, this is like unusual. This is what we want the league to be like, when the underdogs becomes the favorite. And then there's this distraction about them coming on the pitch, and then their fans are doing all sorts of things that will cause disruption. That is really, really appalling. I think what we should do now is talk about how we can excel and not have this occurring all the time. Every league, every MPFL league, every season, we have violence, we have lots of people disrupting games or even waiting till the end of the game and then lay out their complaints, and it has led to a lot of disagreement that led to fights and led to blood shedding. I wouldn't say anybody has died, will not be reported, but blood shedding, real blood coming out of people as a result of physical fights. But that being said, we're talking about moving forward. How will players get paid if they're always paying sanctions? Take, for instance, now Atlanta, they're complaining about money not being paid to players. How can you pay players when all the money that's being made is being put into paying sanctions, paying for fines as a result of all of this? So if we really need to make headway in the MPFL, because we've been talking about MPFL, it's not being broadcasted live, it's not being given the kind of attention it should be given. So if we have all of this put in place, how can we progress? So I think it's the step LMC have taken, the league management company have taken, is a good one. But beyond that, what can we do? I think that's what they should be thinking about right now. They just need to strategize how this would work, because clearly the sanctions have not worked. So if the sanctions are not working, could it be coming to the table and making peace? If that works, fine, thank God. Then we can see movement, movement going in the right direction. That's my say. We just need to do something. Maybe we strategize and see how this works.
We just have to get something done concerning our league. Is really not a good thing when you see teams, fans are fighting after games or attacking referee and all this. Well, Remo Stars and Shooting Stars will be meeting in Abuja alongside the LMC to finalize on how to actually work out peace with their fans. Now we move away from football. Let's talk about a particular sport, in martial sport, called judo. The national trials will be coming up in Lagos. That will be from February 22 to 25th at the Molade Okoya Thomas Indoor Sport Hall of Teslim Balogun Stadium in Lagos. Well, it's supposed to be from January, but right now it was shifted till February due to the zonal elimination of Nuga Games taking place in Lagos in January. Now, Lagos says they are ready for the Commonwealth trials. Commonwealth will be coming up in Birmingham City in England this year. and the trials right now is actually started from other sports. So judo, they will be having their own in Lagos, and also it will be coming up from February 22 to 25th. And to let you know that about 300 judokas will be coming for this particular event across Nigeria for the trials.
Judo, we've always known Lagos to be very serious when it comes to judo, and having people all across Nigeria converge in Lagos to take on this game, it's good for me because we are diversified. We're not just putting all our eggs in one basket, and when I mean putting all our eggs in one basket, it's just clamoring on football or depending just on football. And of course, basketball is making headways right now, but we still have managerial problems. So judo, I look forward to seeing people who are prepared, who can represent us as a country, and put a smile on our face when we watch them and when they come back home.
300 judokas across Nigeria to meet in Lagos February 22nd to February 25th for the Commonwealth Games trials in the sport called judo. If you are a martial artist, as a judoka, you have to work hard to make it that cut for Nigeria. Nigerian contingent right now begins to fight for honors to see who will qualify to represent Nigeria at the Commonwealth Games that will be coming up in Birmingham City, England. We look at that story just now. We move away from judo sport as we talk about matches will be coming up. Yes, in the English Premier League, some were played yesterday where Manchester City, they were able to win their game. But today, let's look at matches that will also be coming up in the EPL. Liverpool will be at home against Leicester City over there as they play against the L team. While Wolverhampton Wanderers will be at home at the Millennium Stadium against Arsenal. Will Arsenal be able to win against the Wolves? While Liverpool, now they are having, they have one of their men back, talking about Salah. Salah is back to Liverpool.
Sadio is back. So we expect a full action. Though they've been performing even without those two players, but we can see the changes those two players make when they are on the pitch. So I'm happy, I'm excited to see them back. We saw them play in the finals, but one wept and one was smiling. So I think that energy being brought to the game, we'll see a lot of sparkles. So I'm expecting it's going to be a hard one because Leicester City is not resting as well. So let's see what happens at the end of the day. Let the best man win.
If you look at the EPL right now, Liverpool are trailing. They have 48 points, trailing Man City with 60 points, and they have games to play. Now, this would be an opportunity for them to be like, okay, let's close this gap. Let's try and close the gap by at least, if we can win today's match, that is if they win against Leicester. We know Leicester lately, they've been dropping a lot of points and it's affecting Brendan Rodgers. People are already started calling for his head. You know, there is no patience in English football. They are always, they want to get results. So now people are calling for Brendan Rodgers to up his game for Leicester to get better. And you look at that team where Nigerians, we have two good Nigerians there who are doing well, talking about Iheanacho and Didi. But Liverpool, Leicester, you want to place the game side by side, looking at the antecedent of the two teams so far, you want to tilt towards Liverpool.
I'm not going to tilt completely to Liverpool. Like you said, they've been staggering. A lot of people have been calling for Roger Brendan's head or probably a replacement. But I know Leicester, they've fallen multiple times, and we'll see how they just performed this magic and they're just up again. Who knows? That's what is going to happen against Liverpool. Liverpool will want to close the gap between them and Manchester City, of course. And Leicester City will want to move out of there. And you've seen what has happened this season, where smaller clubs, I'm not saying Leicester City is a small club, where we see clubs that are not doing well, and at the end of the day, they're floor teams that are doing very, very well. So I think there shouldn't be complacency when Liverpool face Leicester City, because they will be fighting tooth and nail. I don't have to lose this game. I don't have to lose this game. And you know what this means for Rodgers? If he could play against Liverpool and then pick all 3 points, then it's going to be a plus for him. At least we'll not have people calling for his head. It will douse the tension for a bit. So it's all about, you know, the best man going to win right now. I'm not going to just throw it all in and say Liverpool will win at the end of the day. But let's just keep our fingers crossed. In football, anything can happen.
Well, that will be the size of the match that will be coming up between Liverpool and Leicester City. They just have to up their game. Both of them are LL teams. We've been looking at fixtures. Wolverhampton versus Arsenal. Arsenal, they know what is at stake now. They are trailing Manchester United. They want to get, although they have about 3 games to play, but the opportunity for them to also close the gap whereby they can jump over Manchester United if they really want to make the top 4. Though West Ham United seems to be sitting as the number 4th on the log, and among the big boys, as they always appear, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, if you jump to Man U, Arsenal, Tottenham, we can't find Everton this time around, they are down. But you look at West Ham, they've been able to maintain that 4th position for a while. And now Arsenal, we look at, okay, if we can win this game, begin to close the mark, we can at least offstage a team ahead of us and see how we can jump to that number 4 position. They are eyeing at least first 4 to make Champions League.
The Wolves have done it with Manchester United.
So you expect them to also win it against Arsenal?
Wow, the Wolves have eaten
almost all the big teams.
So I'm quite skeptical about the result of this match between Wolves and Arsenal. Arsenal is trying so hard to get to the big boys level. You know, first 5 is always the big boys when it comes to EPL and most other leagues. So I think it's going to be a hard one. Wolves want to make a statement, Arsenal too want to make a statement. But I've seen what Wolves can do to some of these big boys. So it's going to be a tough one. I'm expecting the best team, the best club to win. I'm not going to place bets on this one.
So as it is right now, Wolverhampton Wanderers will be at home against Arsenal at the Molineux Stadium. Who will win that game? Can Arteta and his lads turn things around? Now Aubameyang is no longer there. Let's see what they can offer. Let's see what they can do with Arsenal players getting ready to showcase their skills against Wolverhampton Wanderers there. Now we move away from English Premier League fixtures. Let's talk about the Spanish Copa del Rey match will be coming up quickly. The result first, rather. Let's look at the result of the match that was played yesterday before the Atletico Bilbao Valencia coming up. Let's look at the result where Real Betis and they were able to do well in their own game. They did well, the winning away to Rayo Vallecano. Like I said yesterday, that Real Betis so far this season they've been outstanding. Now they did it again, and the Copa del Rey beating Rayo Vallecano 2-1.
Real Betis, what did they eat before this tournament started? But it's a good one. I love when teams put in their best and then result. Everybody loves that. When you put in your best, you're working hard, you want to see results. And it's just their season, this season, that they are actually getting results for all of their hard work. I think they're tired of being the underdogs. They just want to be out, and God's willing, they are doing their best. And that win yesterday, due to their form, their past antecedents, I wasn't seeing it as something that was surprising. I didn't see it as a surprising win for me, because Real Betis have been pushing, and it was just really glaring yesterday when we saw them on the pitch with Rayo Vallecano.
Well, so looking at this Copa del Rey, the result there, Vallecano losing at home against Real Betis, a team really been sparking up this season. Well, we look at Atletico Bilbao against Valencia. Atletico Bilbao, they dumped Real Madrid, they dumped Barcelona. Can they do it against Valencia? It is possible or not?
It's very possible. It's very possible. I know Valencia has, very tough players. Their coach is, a very tough man as well. But if Atletico Bilbao can do that to some of this big... I know Barcelona, they are struggling as well, but I don't think Valencia is so much of a competition for Atletico Bilbao, judging from their form right now. So I think that they can do that to Valencia. But Valencia, too, would want to be very careful from their past antecedent. They've been able to floor big teams that... On a normal day, when this match was about to happen, if you ask me, I would say, oh, no, they don't have a chance. Bilbao doesn't stand a chance against these teams. But at the end of the day, it was the other way around. So Valencia will be very careful and probably play this tactic game with Betis, because when you see people play in forms, you've seen Bilbao, we've seen how they were able to, I would say manipulation. They were able to manipulate their way, or they were able to work their way to win some of this match. I think that Valencia, if they are wise enough, would have studied some of this manipulation, some of this work, some of this tactics. I wouldn't want to say manipulation. Let's just use the word tactics, because when there's manipulation, of course, it's wrong. When in the game of football, any other game, you don't manipulate a game. That being said, the tactics that we use, you just study them and then you know how to attack these people. That happened in the African Cup of Nations. So if they're able to put that together, I think they can they will beat Bilbao, except Bilbao is coming with a different form, a different
But maybe they could be complacent that, okay, after all, we defeated Real, we defeated Barcelona, we should be able to just stroll in the park against Valencia. And Valencia with the mentality that, okay, if this team could beat the two giants in La Liga, then we too can also shock them by dropping them.
With the form right now, I don't think there will be complaints. You know, over the years, we've learned that in football, you do not underestimate any team. And they will be, I wouldn't want, they will not be wise if they think that they defeated Real and then defeated Barcelona, and it will be the same for Valencia. No, Valencia, you know, is a very tough team. If they want to play, they come out, all out, and give their best, and we see results.
It may not just be a stroll in the park for Atletico Bilbao, as they did, though they were able to have their way against Real and Barcelona. They will have to fight if they want to drop the team that play at the Mestalla Stadium, talking about Valencia. We've been looking at the Spanish Copa del Rey fixture that will be coming up today, and we also looked at the result between Rayo Vallecano and Real Betis, where Betis won away 2-1 in that particular match. Now, let's go to Italy, Coppa Italia. Also, let's look at the fixture as it went, that will be coming up rather today at the Coppa Italia fixtures. We have Atalanta will be at home against Fiorentina. That will be a battle because the two teams seem to have a lot in common. Juventus, Turin, they'll be playing against Sassuolo. Can the old ladies defeat Sassuolo? Is it very possible?
It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be no. I don't think the old ladies can defeat us all at this time. I think that's one of the games that I've been able to categorically say that this team cannot defeat the other team. The old ladies, they've not been, you know, given the kind of result that I expected. Though they've won some matches, lose some, drew some, but I needed more action. You know, this is not the Juventus I used to do.
Don't worry, you get the action today.
Yes, I'm
because
expecting a lot of
lately,
action.
Juventus have been, they're actually getting their act right. They begin to pick up, they begin to play well, and I see them, from the way it is, I expect them to at least win against Sassuolo if football goes the way they've been playing. For Atalanta, Fiorentina, that's a match I'll be putting my attention on, because Atalanta seems to be the shocker for the past 2 seasons in Italia Serie A, also in the Champions League.
Yes.
And you have Fiorentina, a team that really, when you look at Serie A, you place them alongside Udinese, you play alongside Atalanta, you look at, oh, these are, they are like Everton, they are like Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
You can't drop them, you can't pick them, they are always in the middle of the park.
They win when you don't expect.
Exactly.
That's my fear for them. They win when you don't expect. And when a team is not really predictable. I know it's good for me in a way, you know, when you are downcast, when you feel that they cannot perform, and then boom, they're performing. So Fiorentina has been that kind of club for me. So Atalanta has been in a very good form for the last 2 seasons. So it's going to be a tough one. I cannot say who's going to lose at the end of the match. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens.
Good one there. Now let's look at the last one on the log before we talk about Ghana. Let's look at French Coupe de France. A match will be coming up, matches will be coming up there. Well, Bastia versus Nantes. Nantes will be at home against Bastia. Well, Coupe de France is always, as a cup competition, you don't look at any team as small or big. They know that this is a competition that if you are beaten, you are out. So it's always very competitive. Nantes expectedly, let's see if they can win against Bastia. I believe they should be able to do this.
I hope so. I do hope so. Like you said, if you snooze, you lose. And both teams will be in their best form, so they don't go home at the end of the match. So Nantes, I've been following up, and they're not a bad team. For the other team, and I have not been following up on them so much, so I wouldn't say that, you know, they can beat Nantes. But like I say, we'll just wait for the action to happen and see who's going on at the end of the game.
Good one there. Now, before we go, we quickly look at just when Nigeria announced Augustine Iguavoin as interim manager to continue his job alongside Amuneke. Well, right now, it has also come from Ghana that they've appointed their own coach and technical advisor. His name is Chris Hilton as technical advisor, and they also appointed Otto Addo as the chief coach. But from the way it is, they are really plotting how they can drop win against Nigeria for the World Cup playoffs.
Should I be scared?
Maybe you should be scared now.
No, I'm not scared. You know, Chris Hilton is not one Alex Ferguson, or is not one Jose Mourinho. No, I'm not scared. I know Nigeria, we need to work when we have a technical advisor. My problem in this country is that, you know, we just go for coaches that have not really done well somewhere else, and we just bring them as, you know, a retirement position in Nigeria, and that has always been a problem. But if you're asking me if I'm scared that Chris Hilton and then Addo is now a part of the management team for Ghana, and then we're having a playoff with them, I am not scared. You know, I even heard that Hudson Odoi might feature for Ghana, and then we have this guy, this Southampton guy.
They are all coming. All of them they want to come to Ghana.
Ask me again if I'm scared. I am not scared. You know, sometimes you have all of the players. Look at what's happening to Manchester United. In the beginning of the season, they were like, oh, everybody has to watch out for Manchester United. We have a good coach. Yeah, so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was good at some point, you know, at that time when he was, you know, managing Manchester United. We have Cristiano Ronaldo. We have the likes of, you know, Pogba. You know, a lot of players. And then you were like, okay, watch out for this team. At the end of the day, it was full of disappointment. So when you put it side by side, I will always say that the boys we have right now playing for the Nigerian team, I believe in them. I believe that they can do well if they have the right people giving them the right advice, and if they can work together, which we have seen. You've met these boys, you saw the synergy between them, and these boys just met in the very shortest possible time, and they were able to connect. So if we have that kind of team, forget, even if Chris Hilton is going to play on the pitch, he was a player, so even if he was coming on the pitch, I am not scared. You know, put these people together, let's meet at the end of the day and see what happens. So I'm 100% sure that we are not going home at the end of the playoff. So if you like, they should bring Jose Mourinho.
So we are hoping that you look at, I think to me right now, yes, Iguavoin and Amuneke will add a lot of fluid to that team. They've been they worked together before, they know themselves, they play together in Nigerian Super Eagles. Now, coming together to play the playoff between Nigeria and Ghana. Chris Hilton, Otto Addo, Iguavoin, Amuneke. Let's see what's going to carry the day out of the two.
We like I said, it's going to be Nigeria. I believe in
going to scale through
squad right now. I think Nigeria is going to scale through. You see what happened with Ghana. You know, in the African Cup of Nations, they were struggling. I know.
But that shouldn't be the yardstick anyway, because they might just regroup and get their acts together. We should not be carried away.
What should I be scared of? Is it the Hudson Odoi that
No, because you cited what happened at AFCON.
Yes.
I'm only saying,
exactly.
Now they are wounded, seriously wounded lion. They want to see, okay, we couldn't go far at the AFCON. What do?
We were also wounded.
No, our own wound. You can't compare. Wounded. We cannot compare our own wound. So Ghana's, you know why? A lot of people saw that, yes, we play good football. Yeah, we couldn't progress out of the round of 16, but we still got there. But Ghana were really pounded by teams they play against, and a lot of bad news coming from the back room. All the news coming from Ghana was not something to be happy about. So now they are trying to see if they can control it and work towards, if you cannot do well at AFCON, we can at least qualify for the World Cup. But, with a but, the but is, like one of them said, that's Mohamed Polo, a former legend of that Ghana team, Black Stars. He says that, well, if Ghana even qualify, the World Cup will be a disaster, because now they need to build the team. So they should be very careful. What matters most now is to build our team and see where they can go. So really, that match should be for Nigeria.
I understand your argument. They were wounded really badly. But for the kind of hopes we had for our team, Nigeria, and for thinking or even dreaming about bringing the trophy home since 2013, I think I was badly injured for some time. I couldn't get over it.
That's why it's not going to be too much
I couldn't get over it. And, you know, they felt the disappointed Nigerians. And that's big enough wound for me. So I think they are going to do their best. I just need the management to be on a low key right now, to do their best not to have problems before the playoff. Hopefully,
Nigeria will dislodge Ghana. We've been looking at that match playoff, World Cup playoff between Nigeria and Ghana. That does it on 360 Sport. I've been joined with my dear Uma. Good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Good one there. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.